Good morning, Lancaster.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jose.
This is CUPPA Jays. Welcome back, Jose Jones. I missed you, my friend.
I've missed you as well, my friend.
Took a couple of weeks off from the show. It's great to be back in the saddle with you. We took a week off a couple weeks ago, turned into an extended vacation. I needed it.
Vacation.
I need it.
To get away.
That's a little foreshadow for what's coming up today on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Today on the program, though, where did that week go? Where did those 2 weeks go? Today we're talking about planting, parks, and populations.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
What's in the cup? We're heading back to Lancaster County Coffee Roasters.
Yay, yay.
Which makes sense because we're here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Ruby bringing us some information about the Friends reunion.
Ooh, I can hardly wait on that one.
That dropped yesterday. That's what the kids say these days anyway. And Jose, I hear you're bringing us a report on some summer activities we can partake in.
Absolutely.
As the weather breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the weather, let's take a look outside. The weather today is brought to you by the second floor fire escape here at the Candy Factory.
Today's weather? Chilly, but yesterday was hot. I don't understand.
Ruby, you know by now. You're born and raised in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
I know.
Come
I
on.
know. Guys, I still have my snow boots out just in case.
Yeah.
But I had hope.
Yeah, we haven't had the onion snow yet.
I believe that this week, if I'm not mistaken, this week hit 92 degrees one day and like a high of 68 degrees another day.
It's going to be 55 this weekend.
55 degrees here.
Happy Memorial Day.
Gearing up for a big Memorial Day
go.
weekend.
Yeah.
Here in Pennsylvania. I mentioned the Candy Factory. A lot of people ask us if we make candy. The answer is no. We are a co-working and social club located right here in the heart of downtown Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Social membership started only $35 a month. You know, people have been locked in their house for months, like 14, 15 months now with the pandemic.
Absolutely.
It's time to get out. It's time to socialize with other people. A lot of exciting news going on. You know, the governor of Pennsylvania declared that the pandemic will end here in Pennsylvania on June 28th.
Officially.
It was in the paper this morning, June 28th, or if we reach 70% vaccination in the state. So we could actually get there earlier.
Okay.
But my good friend Pat Buzzard told me that over in Ohio, they're actually ending the pandemic earlier.
They are.
Yeah. Next week, as a matter of fact. Next week.
Wow.
Over.
I'm glad that we can just decide that it's over. It's,
Well, it's been a crazy year.
It has been.
Anything. That's what we've learned.
That's what, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Anything at all can happen. So come on down to the Candy. Coworkinginlancaster.com will get you all the information for what it's like to come here and work and socialize with all of us. So
it's a great place to be.
It is a great place to be. Speaking of great places, great things, what is our question of the week?
Oh, the question of the week. It's not about a place. It's about a thing.
It's about a state of mind.
It's a state of mind. It's about what is your favorite holiday cookout food.
That's right.
That's right.
It's Memorial Day weekend. That means that the grills are going to be on literally on fire this weekend.
Yeah, fired up.
So the grills are going to be pumping, and we're going to be cooking out a lot of cookouts. But well, I don't know. It's 55 degrees. Did you say, Rube? 55 degrees.
I'm going to be standing around my grill just to get hot and get warm up.
This is what Memorial Day is going to look like in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm going to be roasting a tauntaun in the backyard.
So we want to know what your favorite cookout food is. What's your favorite cookout food?
Ooh, man.
Jose Johnson.
It depends on whether it's the A grade cookout food or the C grade.
Only the best.
Well, yeah, only the best would be steak.
Yeah.
You got to have some steak.
You like to throw a steak on the grill?
Steak on the grill, baby.
I'm a chicken guy.
But, burgers. You can never go wrong with burgers.
No, burgers are a staple.
Yeah.
It's an American thing.
Yeah.
Burgers and dogs on the grill.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation the other day about hot dogs. Like when you almost like if you're putting burgers on the grill anyway, let's just throw some hot dogs on as well.
Exactly.
That alternate. But you know what happens to me is I end up eating both.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
How about you, Rube? What's your favorite cookout food?
Well, I would say that cookout food is my favorite genre, I guess, of food. I just love it. Burgers, my go-to, but also gotta love a good old Amish macaroni salad.
I was just going to bring up the salads.
The salads are the best part. They just make or break the barbecue. If there's not an Amish macaroni salad, then I'm out. I'm leaving.
That's it.
I'm going to Giant and I'm picking up my own tub and I'm sitting on my couch with it.
Yeah, there's the Amish potato salad too up here in Lancaster. Amish potato salad.
Yeah, I don't understand what the difference is between Amish potato salad.
I don't know, but don't look at the nutrition facts on the side of the. Don't compare it because the Amish potato salad is good.
Oh,
It's one of the things that makes Lancaster so good. Speaking of the Amish, you know that our featured coffee has an Amish reference.
that it does.
How do you like the coffee this morning?
I'm enjoying the coffee. I
Good.
am greatly enjoying the coffee.
Because it's time for two guys who like coffee to talk about what's in the cup.
And our blend for this week is from Lancaster County Roasters, as we said. And this is the Old Amish blend, which is a medium roast, earthy, blueberry, and sweet. So this is pretty tasty. I picked up the Old Amish, and they were out of the middle-aged Mennonite, so I had to go with the Old Amish. And we're really enjoying this. This is a great coffee.
It is a good coffee. It's a very drinkable coffee. I'm enjoying the heck out of it this morning. Lancaster Coffee Roasters has been roasting around the Lancaster County area for over a decade. Small batch, small farm, hand-picked, hand-blended. And they've been 5 years at our Lancaster Central Market.
Yeah.
So if you go to our Central Market, Central Market is one of the big draws of this town.
It is, absolutely.
Our Central, we're gonna have to talk a little bit more about that in upcoming shows because it's a real treasure. And one of the booths, if you go there for your shopping or if you want to just go grab a sandwich or whatever over lunch, and you want to grab a coffee, one of the coffee booths is Lancaster County Coffee Roasters.
Yeah, that's how I got turned on to it.
Yeah, over 5 years, and you can get their coffee in grocery stores all over the region, including Wegmans.
Absolutely.
And other smaller stores. They're all over the place. If you go to their website, you can check out all the stores that they're in all over the region. But the Old Amish, I wanted to, I was doing some research on this coffee because I was really excited to drink it this morning. And I just wanted a quote from their website. Old Amish is a thematic, disciplined, strong brew, dark, clean, disciplined, and direct, like the old order themselves.
Wow.
If that doesn't make you want to pick up a cup of Old Amish coffee, I don't know what will. So if you drop us a comment this week, you have a chance. You will be entered into a random drawing to take home a bag of Old Amish Lancaster County Roasters coffee, along with a shiny new Candy Factory mug.
Would make it taste that much better.
That's right. So drop a comment on whatever platform you're watching us on, Facebook or YouTube. Let us know what you're thinking, particularly the question of the week.
Yep.
What is your favorite holiday cookout food? Well, my friend, I don't know where that week went, but we've got some things to talk about this morning. We're gonna some great stories, a lot of music in the news this week that I'm going to be bringing to you as a gift to the internet.
No. Thank you.
The first comes to us from Lancaster's Stone Independent School. It's an independent high school here. They're organizing an event called the Big Do. It's a concert to celebrate the planting of 5,000 trees in Lancaster County. So a Stone Independent senior named Maxwell Davis, he's 18 years old, organized this event. And the Big Do is essentially a series of weekend tree planting events across the county leading up to a celebration concert. Haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
A celebration concert at Penn Cinema up on the Lidditz Pike. That's going to be on Saturday, June 5th. So in 60 days, these guys are organizing the planting of 5,000 trees, which interestingly will pump 240,000 pounds of carbon dioxide into the air in this county a year. That's an amazing statistic.
It's pumping oxygen into the air?
No, CO2, the trees.
The trees.
Trees make the... That's what it said.
Oh, well, we had to fact check that because the trees, they absorb the CO2.
Oh, well, maybe that's
what convert it into oxygen.
Typographical error. I'm going to have to talk to my research department about that.
I was a little worried.
Fire those people.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, that's what's going on. I've never claimed to be a scientist, my friend, but I am a musician. And so I'm excited about this concert coming up. The Districts are headlining.
Okay.
The Districts, big band out of Lancaster, out of the Lidditz area. They went on to do some big things. They once opened for the Rolling Stones, this band.
Oh, cool.
Kids from up in Lidditz. They're not kids anymore. So they're headlining. They haven't played in the area since 2018. The Nielsen Family Band is playing. We've talked about them a few weeks ago, about their new album that came out. Big Boy Brass, Brad Armstrong, and Bus. There's going to be food trucks there. It's $40 a ticket. Thebigdo.org is where you want to go.
Sounds like a good time.
Thebigdo.org. So great job, and congratulations to the senior class of Stone Independent for putting this project together.
Yeah, that's a great project.
Speaking of music, my friend, the Longs Park concert series is back.
Woo-hoo.
If you're not from the area, we have a big park on the edge of the city called Longs Park, and there's a great band shell that was built, I don't know, a couple decades ago. And every year there's this outdoor summer concert series, another treasure here in Lancaster. Those concerts draw like up to 10,000 people on a Sunday night, free concert. Sit on the hillside, watch, listen to these internationally renowned bands. And last year, of course, canceled because of the pandemic. Well, they did a virtual thing. Mm-hmm. So the artists would set up on the actual amphitheater stage and perform, and they would stream it. But this year, they're bringing the concerts back on July 11th.
Nice.
Doing 8 weeks this year instead of the 13 usually. Mm-hmm. You go? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I've gone to quite a few. Actually, my favorite is the 4th of July one.
Yes,
that's always great. You go out there and you can sit there and watch fireworks, and they usually have one of the military bands playing, which they're always awesome.
Yeah, and it draws a big crowd, and they have a big fireworks display after that. Yeah. It's a great series. I mean, and I think it's one. Ruth, you've gone to a lot of those recently, right? As a young adult.
Yeah, my friends and I mean, there's not much to do sometimes, so we will just go Sunday night. It's really nice, relax. I agree with the 4th of July, though. I love the fireworks. Was a little bit afraid of them as a child. Had some traumatic incidents.
There was one incident. There was one incident. I can tell you a story quick. Yeah. There was one incident where Ruby was little, and I know that's over Papa. In case you didn't know, if you're tuning in for the first time, they would shoot. They had cannons. Who was that? The mayor that had like a collection of cannons, and they would shoot off these cannons. Well, we were kind of new to the series and took the kids. Didn't know this was coming, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the cannons start going off. Ruby, as a toddler, leapt into the arms of my mother, and we ran to the car.
It took me a couple years to go back. We had to watch from our front porch.
So that was like last year?
Yep.
Yeah, 2019. 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Do you do that too? Do you forget the year? Like you think that stuff that happened in 2019 was last year?
I pretty much have wiped 2020 from my memory. It's like the year that didn't exist.
It's like the year. Things that happened in 2019, I feel like were last year. Anyway, the concert series is back at Longs Park. A couple big names. Paul Thorne, songwriter. He's a songwriter. Maggie Rose is a blues rocker. Be playing. And this one was interesting. The Kenny Rogers Band is playing. Now, this was Kenny Rogers' touring band. Are out doing shows. Kenny Rogers passed away last March 20th, 2020. And just a legendary performer.
Yeah. I think his beard is still around, though.
Probably have it down. Does he still have the chicken? Did you ever go to Kenny Rogers Roasters? Did you ever hear that?
Yeah. I remember that.
Down in the South. I lived in the South in the 90s, and Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Yeah, like absolutely. Yeah.
So his band, if you want to check out his band, if you were a fan of Kenny Rogers over the years and like the band, go check that out. And there's a local spin. The final show is it's a local musician named Phil Kresge. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, Phil Kresge.
Okay, you know Phil?
Yeah.
So he organized the Woodstock 50th anniversary of Woodstock back in 2019. He's doing a Live Aid tribute this year. Oh, awesome. It's going to be the last concert. I don't have the details on it yet, but keep an eye out for that. It's probably going to be a good time. He apparently pulls together
a bunch of different musicians. Yeah.
A bunch of local musicians. I couldn't figure out, though, the connection. 50 years of Woodstock 2019 made sense. But Live Aid was 1985. So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't get it.
That's a developing story.
Yeah. Well, I'll check. I'll check with Phil on that. I have sources with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Check with Phil. Find out what the story is with that.
Yeah.
So a lot of music coming up in Lancaster. It's nice to see things open.
Absolutely.
I was scrolling through some internet thing the other day, and I saw Phantom Power's doing a lot of stuff now. Talos 360 putting music on the rooftop again.
Yep.
A lot of that stuff coming back.
Yeah, I'll actually be playing next weekend at Marion Court. That's going to be their first.
It's got to be
their first full open. No cover charge. So
there you go, CUPPA Jays fans. Go check out Jose on trumpet.
Yeah, catch me in the morning here and catch me in the evening at Marion
He's a
Court.
trumpet guru.
Yeah,
Likes to hang.
I do.
One last story. This is an interesting one. Check out this headline. A coming population bust will transform the world. We're going international here.
Ooh, boy.
Demographers. I had to practice pronouncing.
Yeah, I bet. That's why we had to take the week off. You had to take that much time to learn how to say that.
Demographers predict a global population decline for the second half of this century that we're in right now. It is the population is stagnating all over the world, with the exception of a few countries in Africa where there's still an increase that will lead through the second half of the century. But I thought this was fascinating. In the 20th century, was the greatest increase in population in history.
Okay,
1.6 billion people at the beginning of that century, 6 billion people at the end.
Holy moly!
Yeah, it's like 3 times more people at the end. But apparently, what's going on is that the rate of what they call population replacement, which means like two kids, has dropped in some places like South Korea to 0.92. So there are actually more births than deaths. Or I'm sorry,
more deaths than births.
More deaths than births happening in some of these countries.
Yeah,
and it's going to, according to this news report that came, it was the New York Times, but via LNP, our local newspaper here in Lancaster. This is going to have a dramatic effect on the second half of the century. We're going to have to shift the way that we operate as a society, as societies. So Ruby, pay attention, because it's going to be your time. You're going to be dealing with that.
Oh gosh. Along with many other things.
Are you ready? Are you ready to deal with a population decline for the first time in human history?
You know what? I've made it through the pandemic. Like, I feel like I can take on anything now. Nothing phases me.
After 2020, you're like, population, schmopulation.
I'm like, cicadas, move aside. Population, who cares?
Well, I wonder if this research was done prior to the pandemic, because there are a lot of people there that are predicting an increase in the population as a result of the pandemic.
Oh, right. But
all the COVID babies.
Yeah, most of this research, I think, has been done over the last couple of decades. The prediction is 183 out of 195 countries will be will have low replacement rates by 2100. So, anyway, something to keep an eye on, especially if you're heading into the second half.
That's why we need more cyber works.
That's it. But it's time now to turn to Ruby for some news, some entertainment news. What's going on the Friends front, Rube?
Well, I hit on this a couple weeks ago when the Friends reunion filming had officially ended. I expressed how excited I was. The big day arrived yesterday. The Friends reunion dropped on HBO Max, and it did not disappoint. 10 minutes in, I was crying along with the cast. It was just felt like I was reunited with my friends.
Oh, well done.
It's just after this past year, especially, I was like, man, we really needed this. But it was actually really cool. They went. James Corden interviewed the cast. There were special guest appearances from some of the most iconic, like, extra side characters. They saw the sets. They watched bloopers. They reenacted scenes and did table reads. It was just all in all a really, really cool thing. I'll be watching it a ton, just because I've watched the show so many times. At least it's something kind of new. But it got me thinking, because I was home yesterday, didn't feel great, allergies.
Still with the allergies.
And
still with the allergies.
Still
with the allergies. When will it end? But I realized that whenever I'm home feeling sick, I have these like comfort shows that I watch. Even if like I had a really bad headache yesterday, but still just like having it on just like helps me feel better. And I realized Friends is one of those shows, along with just any reality TV show. Catfish, for instance.
I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Okay.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Well, it made me want to ask you guys, is this sort of a my generation thing, or do you have comfort shows for when you're home as well?
Yeah, I think it might be your generation. It might be a Zoomer thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like when I was younger, like when you'd have a day off from school, either a snow day or, sick day or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, there wasn't that much on TV to begin with.
That's true.
You had 3 channels, and if you were lucky and could position the antenna just right, you might be able to pick up a 4th channel. but there was nothing to watch. So it's like, reruns of Gilligan's Island and Beverly Hillbillies, and that's about it.
Gomer Pyle, USMC.
Yeah.
If you're from the Pittsburgh area, WPGH 53.
Yes, absolutely.
That is what we would watch.
Yeah.
Because everything else was soaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we grew into these comfort shows because we couldn't just put on season 4.
I was genuinely curious because when I'm scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, people are always commenting about different TV shows. Like, this is my comfort show. I rewatch this when I don't feel good. And I just wanted to know the kind of generation gap there, if it translated over or if this is just a new up and coming thing. So let us know in the comments if you have a comfort show, because now I'm genuinely curious.
Maybe that'll be the question of the week next week. We should make that, what's your comfort show?
What is your comfort show?
I can tell you what my discomfort show is, and that's Friends.
On that note, back to you guys in the studio. I'm out.
Speaking of friends who are watching us right now, comment and let us know what your comfort show is. We have some comments on comfort shows. How about that?
All right, we'll get to that one.
Steve Stone chiming in Jeopardy.
Wow.
Parks and Rec.
And Parks and Rec.
Right.
I
Thanks,
like the
Steve.
reality show thing there. I like it.
Yeah, reality shows are interesting because they either make me feel really good about myself, going, at least I'm not that, that ridiculous, or it makes me really feel sad about the state of humanity.
Yeah, well, there definitely is that.
Yeah, so.
But something to feel good about.
What's that?
Summer is on the horizon.
It is, my friend.
Summer actually was here on Tuesday. It left us again. But
the weather just hasn't gotten news on that.
It's coming back. So what would be some fun things to do this summer as the pandemic?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that when we get into the summertime, people, generally this is the time when people are starting to think about, hey, well, what can we do? What's a family outing we could have, whether it be taking a full vacation or just like a little weekend away, something fun to do. And especially, I think, with the end results of COVID, that people are really itching to get out and do something new and something different. So I was doing a little research on some of the really off the beaten path, if you will, things that you could do.
Yeah.
And so here's one of the first ones I ran into. There is in Key Largo, there is something called the Jules Undersea Lodge. So from Jules Verne. And it's actually a converted undersea research station. And you can stay in this research station. It has nice, big glass walls, and you're basically living underwater.
Wow.
And you actually have to be a certified scuba diver
to get there.
So it's really kind of an interesting thing, So you're just in there in the Key Largo area, you're watching the fish float by and stuff like that.
They don't have any kind of like scuba you can take.
No scuba.
Okay.
No scuba. But Lancaster County is trying to keep up with things. I just heard that they're looking to do a Lancaster County version of this, a Lancaster Aquatic Lodge. Yeah. The plans are for a discarded trailer in the middle of Susquehanna, so you can do that, and it's a lot more reasonable. And if you're into, a lot of people are into like these Spartan races and this kind of outdoor kind of stuff that goes on. There are a couple of really interesting ones, and these really kind of interested me because my background as a martial artist. There's a Genghis Khan warrior training. And it starts at $4,195 for 9 days. It's really reasonable. And what you get to do for that $4,000 is you get to dress in authentic Mongolian costume. You learn horseback riding, archery, weapons making, how to herd and lasso horses, battle tactics, wrestling tips.
Oh, well, there
campfire lighting. And there is a Mongolian milk vodka tasting that goes on.
And, until you got to the campfire lighting, I was like $4,000, no way. But now,
yeah, exactly. But if you're not into the outdoors and you're still kind of into that, martial arts warrior thing, there's a Learn the Art of the Ninja. It's a 10-night experience, starting at a measly $12,690. You get to go to a sumo stable. Now, I'm going to, step aside for a second and say sumo and ninja, they really don't mix. So I don't
bring
know
in your expertise.
Bring in expertise. But you go to a sumo stable and get to wrestle with the sumo. There's ninja training, a candy making class, and ramen noodles.
That's getting it.
And they do say on the website that you don't have to assassinate anyone that and legit this is you don't have to assassinate anyone that cost extra. So
it's a VIP.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only people making a killing on this are the travel agents. Well
played, my friend.
Yeah, but we have our Lancaster County version of this. It's the Lancaster County Warrior experience. Much like the Mongolian experience, you get to learn how to use some weaponry. There's obviously deer hunting. Deer hunting. Yeah. Pig wrestling and cow tipping. And then for our final exploration on that is you learn how to make whoopie pies. And then this one's actually I was talking to our good friend here at the Candy Factory. Big shout out to Lori Johnson. Love you, Lori. And Lori owns a company called thank you, Ladies Start Your Engines. And so she's into all things automotive. And we're having a discussion about these racetracks that you can go to. So you can have these experiences where you can go out and you can drive exotic cars. And she's been to a few of these for her work.
Okay.
And there's actually something called the Extreme Experience. You get to drive exotic cars on a track. Things like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens. Actually starts, it's really pretty reasonable. Starts at $69 for a ride along. So you can ride with a professional driver.
All right.
And the drive yourself starts at $238.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. So you get out on the track and you get to roll it around and driving these wonderful cars. I'd love to be out on track with a Ferrari or a Lambo. It'd be really great.
Yeah, that's why I do this show.
Yeah,
to learn about these things.
Yeah, it's educational.
Thank you.
But of course, Lancaster County, not wanting to be outdone, we have our own Lancaster County Extreme Driving Experience, and I think we actually have a photo of what goes on there. So if we can hit that clip, there you go. You can put your buggy through its paces. This is a test of horse versus horsepower. Who will win? So that's a Lancaster County Extreme Driving Experience right there, courtesy of CUPPA J's.
Thank you very much, Jose Johnson.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, you know what, my friend? As we wind down this episode of CUPPA J's, it's Friday.
It is.
And that means it's time for
Weekend Shenanigans.
What are you doing this weekend? Memorial Day weekend.
Actually, I've got a couple of gigs on the book this weekend. So I'm going to be playing a little music and eating some hamburgers.
You going with the hamburger?
I'm going with the hamburgers.
Not the 5-star. You're doing the 3.5 star.
Yeah, I still that COVID budget.
So it's Memorial Day weekend. I'm actually heading back to Western Pennsylvania. Taking the entire production crew with me.
Ooh,
to
loading up the wagon?
My hometown, loading up the truck and moving to Beverly. I grew up in a town called Barnesboro that no longer exists. 20 years ago, it merged with another town. It's a long story. But my grandfather and his 4 brothers all served in World War II. And they're erecting a tribute, like a plaque to them in our hometown. That's awesome. Where I grew up. Yeah, it was really interesting. I did a little bit of digging into it to prepare for it. At age 30, my grandfather's 32 when he went into the army and so these guys were mixed across stateside and combat. But his youngest brother, Charles, Uncle Charlie, was only 18 when he went in and saw combat. And their brother Thomas was actually killed. They immigrated from Italy, and ironically, he was shot down over Italy.
Wow.
His brother, my mother's uncle Thomas. Was killed in October of 1944. So we're going to go back home and we're going to check out a tribute to the Marino brothers, my grandfather and his 4 brothers. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Saturday night, we'll be staying in the great city of Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, Altoona,
Pennsylvania. I haven't been there in a long time.
Man, lots of partying going on in Altoona.
It's going to be a good time. That was sort of my stomping grounds as a kid. Yeah. We were about a 40-minute drive to Altoona. Is the big city. So going to go relive the past. Ruby's going with me. Gonna learn all about Western PA up in the mountains.
Oh, I love it.
Going back to Barnesboro.
Yeah. Green Acres.
Yes. Big shout out to my old friends back there. So anybody chiming in on the boards today? Let's see who's checking in with us this morning.
Amy loves boneless chicken thighs on the grill.
Right on, Amy. I'm a chicken. I'm gonna throw the chicken on the grill kind of
Chicken on the grill.
Chicken on the grill. Put some barbecue sauce on there. Thank you, Amy, for checking in this morning. What else do we have?
Oh, nice blue shirt, Jason, from Lori.
Lori Johnson, thank you for noticing. Thank you very much for noticing. These are some of my new threads purchased over at the Park City Mall.
Broke the bank on that one, I can see.
It's a nice shirt. It's a nice shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
Look, I'm never gonna. I am definitely the 3-star to Jose's 5-star.
Did you get a bowl of soup with that shirt?
Who else is chiming in? Thank you, Ann Kirby, for updating the score. By the way, Austin Kirby chimes in. Whose line is it anyway? Going old school.
That's yeah. Good.
That's your comfort show, I guess.
That's his comfort show. Yeah,
it's a great show. What else do we have? Anybody else?
I think most of my coffee is undisciplined. Pat Buzzard. Yeah.
Right. See, Pat Buzzard, you need to come and visit Lancaster County, where the coffee is a thematic, disciplined, strong brew, dark, clean, disciplined, and direct, like the old order.
Be strong, you will be.
The old order themselves. Shout out to Lancaster County Coffee Roasters. We are drinking their Old Amish Blend today and all week. In the second floor media studio here at the Candy Factory. Remember, you can learn all about the Candy Factory and what we do here at coworkinginlancaster.com.
Come schedule a tour. Yeah. And then maybe have a cup of J with us.
You can meet the hosts.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what else could possibly bring people in. Come and meet the hosts of Cup of J's. There's going to be a line out the door. Well, yeah. It's great to be back in the saddle. Thank you all for joining us today for Cup of J's. Good to see you again, my friend Jose Johnson.
Good to be seen.
And remember, keep your cup full with all the stuff that makes Lancaster
so good.
Candy Factory.
Go.